Smile. Act perfect.
Haha, totally real.
Look busy. Look rich.
I'm unstoppable, I think.
Keep performing. Keep performing. Why do I feel empty? It's a question that echoes in the silence after the applause dies down, after the camera clicks stop. I have everything, don't I? The checklist is complete. The perfect suit, the dazzling smile, the followers who hang on every word, every perfectly curated image. I've climbed the mountain everyone said was worth climbing. I'm standing at the summit, surrounded by clouds of digital confetti and echoing praise. So why does the peak feel like a crater? Why does the roar of the crowd sound like a hollow wind? I've collected moments, polished them, and presented them like jewels. But when I hold them in my own hands, they feel like dust. Each laugh, each confident stride, each thumbs up. It was a performance, a role I learned to play so well that I forgot where the character ended and I began. I was acting for an audience I couldn't see, chasing a feeling that was always just one more post, one more like, one more perfect shot away. It was a frantic, breathless race to look successful, to look happy, to look perfect. But perfection is a ghost. It has no weight, no warmth. It's a beautifully painted backdrop that's starting to peel at the corners. And now, in this quiet moment, I'm finally seeing it. The lights, the cameras, the seams holding this whole world together. This isn't a life, it's a set. Every part of it was constructed for the show. The applause was fake. The achievements were props. I've been running on a treadmill, thinking I was getting somewhere, but the scenery was just a looping animation. I followed the script, hit all my marks, and delivered every line with conviction. But what happens when the actor realizes he's the only one in the theater who didn't know it was a play? What am I, if not the part I've been playing? This whole time, I've been so afraid of the audience booing, so terrified of the silence. But maybe the most terrifying thing is realizing the audience was never really there to begin with. It was all just an echo, and all that's left is me, and this hollow, aching space where a real life was supposed to be.
Hold up. Wait. Stop. Everyone, just stop for a second. Do you feel that? The air, it doesn't move. The light on my face, it isn't warm like the sun. It's hot. It's a lamp. A very, very big lamp. And that sound, the clapping, where's it coming from? I don't see anyone clapping. I just hear it, like a memory of a sound, a button being pushed somewhere far away. This is a show? It has to be. Look at the walls. That's not a city skyline, it's paint. I can see the brushstrokes from here. The clouds in the sky, they haven't moved. Not once. They're just hanging there. All of our running, all of our striving and smiling and posing, it's all been on a wooden floor with tape marks we were told not to cross. Remember the script? The lines we had to say to sound happy? The poses we had to strike to look successful? We weren't living, we were reciting. We weren't feeling. We were acting out an emotion written on a page. That promotion the dog got, the perfect coffee the rabbit made, the viral video the monkey filmed, it was all just a scene. A well-rehearsed scene designed for what? For who? The audience? The cheers that felt so good, the applause that made us feel seen. It was a recording, a sound effect. We were chasing a feeling that was manufactured by a speaker in the corner of the room. We were performing for ghosts, for a machine. All this time, we thought we were building a life, but we were just building a set. Every laugh, every tear, every moment of triumph, was it ever really ours? Or did it belong to the story we were told to tell? The pressure to be perfect, the fear of being forgotten, it was all part of the script. We were characters in a play, and we didn't even know it. We were so busy trying to get our lines right that we never stopped to ask who wrote them. We were so focused on the spotlight that we never noticed the darkness surrounding the stage. This whole world, this office, this cafe, this gym, it's not real. It's a backdrop, a flimsy, painted illusion we've been desperately trying to believe in. And if this world isn't real, then what about us? Are we real? Or are we just the costumes we've been wearing for so long we've forgotten the person underneath? This feeling, this sudden, quiet, terrifying clarity, it's the first real thing I've felt all day. The show is over. The curtain is falling. And I don't know what happens when the lights finally go out. We're acting! What if we lived for real? I mean, truly lived. Not just for the clicks, the applause, or the silent approval of a crowd we couldn't even see. What if we lived for the feeling of this ground beneath our feet? It doesn't feel like a stage. It's soft. It's warm. It feels forgiving. Remember the hard, glossy floors? They were so cold. They only cared about how you looked walking across them, not how tired you were. This is different. This feels like it wants us to be here. What if living for real means we don't have to perform? Not ever again. What if it means we can just be? Look at your hands. They're not holding a script. They're not fixed in a pose. They're just yours. What if we could sit, and the silence wasn't a cue for our next line, but just silence? A quiet moment to breathe. A moment to feel the air fill our lungs without having to project our voice to the back row. This air doesn't taste like smoke machines and manufactured energy. It tastes clean. It tastes like possibility. What if a smile isn't something you put on, but something that just happens? Because you see a friend and you feel a warmth that has nothing to do with the spotlight. What if our steps don't have to hit a mark on the floor? We could just wander. We could get lost. Maybe getting lost is the whole point. Maybe all this time we were following a map that led nowhere, a script written by no one. We were so focused on our next move, our next line, our next perfectly framed moment of success, that we forgot to notice if we were even happy. Were we? I don't think I was. I was just loud. Living for real might be quieter. It might not get as many likes. There might not be any applause at all. Maybe the only validation we get is the feeling of a shared quiet moment with people who see us when we're not trying to be seen. When we're not polished or perfect or interesting. When we're just here, breathing, existing. What if that's enough? What if we are enough without the act, without the costumes and the catchphrases? This place, it doesn't ask us to be anything. It just lets us be. And it feels more real than anything I have ever known. It feels like home. Not for likes, for life. No, wait.
Smile. Act perfect.